Exactly. That's me at this current stage.
And they cannot stop you now because
No,
you've built
they
this
can- no,
armor
they
and it cannot
cannot.
be pierced by nothing.
Nothing
Let me
can
tell
stop
you.
me.
Let me tell you. I've sort of gone through that as well. And let me tell you that COVID period that we experienced. Look at my hands. I'm doing that thing.
Tell me about it.
Magic hands all the time. Now listen, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That COVID period was a very strange period. I want to come back to your family. That COVID period though was a very strange period because a lot of people either gave up totally on what they
On
aspired
life.
to
Yes, exactly.
to achieve, and some sort of had, I think, an introspection of some sort where they stopped and they looked at themselves and discovered themselves. I was one of those people. I think it sort of shook some people off because
Exactly.
when I went through that, when I discovered myself in that way, what I found out is that spirituality is the ultimate for me.
Exactly.
And when I started setting a couple of things, posting and such, I would get some bad comments from people around me, like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, no, wait a second, there's nothing wrong
there's
with me.
nothing wrong with me. What's wrong
What's
with
wrong
you?
with you? Because you're the
Exactly.
one who's having an issue. I mean, I've got this. I'm just sharing, like you would share a Bible verse that you love, right? Let me share my stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't
Exactly.
wake up and ask you what's wrong. So, well, in my saying this, people will always have
something.
comments.
Exactly.
Good
they-
or bad, they have something to say.
Yes, and what I've learned is don't take criticism
Right?
from people that you wouldn't take advice from.
Because what is it worth?
Exactly.
What is it worth?
Why should I be criticized by you and accept your criticism
Right.
when you are failing to advise me on something good? So, you are only good for saying bad things.
So why should I have
you
affect me?
Exactly.
With what you're saying.
Exactly. Why should I let you affect me?
And the nice
That's your baby. Deal with it. Leave me out of it. I've got my own things to deal with.
That's right.
I don't need that.
And you rise above it.
Exactly. I don't need that kind of drama in my life.
And you don't even have it right now because you are free as a bird. I can definitely tell you. You have beautiful kids.
Yes, I do.
You have beautiful kids. I know because I follow you a lot, and that's why I needed you to be here for this first installment. Your kids are beautiful, and I'm assuming that with you having such a big heart, they have the best mother.
I would like to believe so. There are challenges. You as a parent,
Everyone has a child. Yeah.
you do get challenged with children because there are things that you do and you don't know whether you're doing right or wrong. But you just have to wingle with it and let God guide you through.
How about they anyway?
They're good. It's kind of difficult raising a daughter because she's also going through the same stuff.
How old is she now?
She's going to be 14
Oh,
this year. So
wait a second.
You can imagine.
No, wait a second. Let me tell you. That part of especially with our kids these days.
Exactly.
I think it's either the fact that they're exposed too much, or it could be something else. But 12, 13, 14, 15, I think it starts coming to light maybe when you start breaking 17, going to 18. But the age that you're talking about right now, Bongie.
It's the worst.
I
age.
know
And it's the
what you're
worst.
talking about.
And with my daughter, she's a big girl.
Right?
She's I can see that she's still trying to discover herself.
Yeah.
And you would find her.
She's starting to worry about how she looks.
Yes, she worries about how she looks. She worries about the stuff that she wears. She always wants to be too covered up.
Exactly.
And I always tell her, you're a child. Just
Be free.
Just be free and be a child. You are only 13, going to be 14.
But she's minding herself now.
She is. She worries about what other people are going to be saying about how she looks. And I always tell her, don't let other people affect you. I tell her what my father used to tell me.
Right.
Growing up, because my father was always saying, you are beautiful. And some people think now, when I do say it, because I will say it,
right.
that I am beautiful.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Right.
I always tell people that I am beautiful, and nobody can change that.
Exactly.
And they say that.
And it shines, let me tell you.
It does, eventually it does. Especially when you believe it and you accept it as being part of you.
That's right.
And with her, I have to constantly remind her, baby, you are beautiful. Don't worry about what other people have to say.
I remember what you also said when you mentioned this thing about your dad, where he said, after you came back, after hitting yourself with trying to slim and lose weight, so you got back home and you were a totally different person. What does it say?
Totally different. I remember, I think it was in 2005.
Right.
I was living in Res at Varsity, and I used to go to gym about 2 or 3 times in a day, and I lost so much weight. I was literally skinny.
Wow.
So I get home during the June-July holidays, and I walk through the door, and he's like, "Are you sick?"
Oh boy.
I'm like,
because he's never seen his child like this.
No, he's never. And I'm like, "No, I'm not sick." And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Oh no, I've been doing gym and I've been doing dance and you know, I've lost some weight."
Right.
And it's like, "But why lose weight? Do you see how ugly you are?"
Because I'm nje.
Exactly. I'm like, "Huh?" And it's like,
that was a reality check that you were not ready for.
I was shocked out of my skin. I'm like, "Huh?"
I'm assuming that you actually thought that he was going to see something amazing.
That's
and he
what I
actually saw
thought.
something amazing.
I was like, "But daddy," he's like, "No, but you're ugly. Like, go look at yourself in the mirror." For the first time, I went in front of the mirror and I saw the ugliness that he was talking about.
Because you had shaved
half
of Ubongi off.
Like, half of me, well, yeah, I would say half of me was gone. My gosh, that's when
you lost yourself.
It dawned on me that yes, I do look ugly. I'm not that girl I used
because
to be. I was all skin and bones at that stage.
And I'm assuming Uguti, even at that time, it would have led to you feeling ugly. Even if you thought you looked good on the outside, the fact that you were limiting yourself and you had to go the extra mile to try and please every single person out there who don't give, by the way. So
exactly.
So now you are beautiful on the outside in your head, but you are not happy on the inside.
And to be honest, I was not happy.
Yeah.
I think losing the weight went away with my character and who Bongie is. Genuinely, I am a kind-hearted person.
Right.
And at that stage, when I lost that weight and became what society perceived as beautiful,
right.
Being skinny and petite, I was no longer the kind-hearted person that I was. I'm not saying that people who are petite are not kind-hearted, but because of the process that I went through,
right.
and what led me to go through that process, left me feeling empty, left me with a void that I couldn't cover up,
right.
even though I have lost so much of weight and became what
but
society...
But still, it's an empty shell.
Exactly. Even though I was what society had perceived as beautiful at that stage.
Because these magazines have thrown a lot of people off.
Oh my God.
And it's not just the weight, by the way. It's the bleaching and everything that is happening in the society today.
If you're dark-skinned, you're
not good enough.
You're not good enough.
You don't even have a term, by the way. The yellow bone has a yellow bone term.
Yellow bone.
I don't know what they call a person who's dark shaded.
I call them blackberry.
There we go. Not blackberry, not black bone. There's no
there's no black. I call them blackberry because I feel that they are beautiful. I have a lot of dark-skinned friends.
That's correct.
And I always call them blackberry, and they ask me, "Why do you call us blackberry?" I'm like, "Because you're beautiful. You look like a blackberry, like in a pink or berry, like you're beautiful.
You're shining.
You know? Why should you let people determine
and tell you who you are?
You know, you're just beautiful the way you are.
And you don't deserve that anyway.
No, we don't. Look at me. I feel... I mean, nobody can change who I am.
That's correct. You're a winner. And that, of course, brings me to a point where we talk about what are you actually doing now?
Now,
I know, Uguti, for a fact that you're still part of SA Plus World as a contestant there.
Yes, the sash that I'm wearing.
That's right.
I am a finalist in Miss SA Plus World.
Listen to that.
Which
a
is
finalist.
Yes, a finalist.
Right.
Which is an international competition.
International, yeah.
Yes. Whoever gets crowned in Bloemfontein stands a chance to go overseas and represent the country.
It's a huge platform.
It's a huge platform, and I'm quite excited about it. I think the pageant is on the 31st of July this year, and it's in Bloemfontein. I'm just excited that I'm going to be traveling as well.
Wow, and you like that?
I love, you know.
There was a point where you pulled an amazing thing. I think that's part of the process that made you become the person that you ended up becoming. There was a time where I was there with you like by S1. And S1.
S1.
Now
yes.
wait a second. They've changed that whole place, by the way. Now
I heard.
That's not even.
No,
I know.
don't.
It's okay. But in any event, you did the strange thing. You took your bags and went to Cape Town on your own, and you were treating yourself. It's like you were your own date. How the hell does a person do that?
That's the level I've reached.
That's right. Unstoppable.
Surprisingly, my friends thought that I was joking when I said I'm going to Cape Town by myself. They're like, huh?
I couldn't believe it.
I'm like, I'm going to Cape Town on vacation by myself. They're like, but why? I'm like, I need a vacation. They're like,
it's called a vacation.
Like, what the hell is that? I'm like, me.
Did you even give birth to that term? Because it's the first time hearing it.
Well, I
it's
did.
Probably they should endorse you if they don't. They should.
I said I'm going on a vacation, but why would you do that? I'm like, no, I just need some time by myself, and just enjoy being Bongie.
You've always lived this fabulous life. You've never robbed yourself, not one day.
I don't have a fear of going out there by myself and discovering more of me.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
You know, it's I had the best week of my life. I stayed a week in Cape Town.
Yeah.
I had so much fun by myself, like literally by myself.
You were really pampering yourself,
and
weren't you?
I used to sit in restaurants and people would like look at me strangely, like.
Is she waiting for someone?
No, I'm not waiting.
Yeah. I'm here to have coffee, and then I'm going to my hotel.
You know, I
love that.
That's me.
You're also a brand ambassador of a beauty spa, Bullied Spa.
Yes,
right.
I'm a brand ambassador for Bullied. It's located in Tongat.
Yeah.
Yes. It deals with women beauty, like from nails to facials, everything, even massages, hair. Everything that deals with.
You should definitely check that out. Bullied Beauty Spa, found in Tongat. I think people will really, really love to pay that a visit.
It's a beautiful place. It keeps me beautiful all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm also a brand ambassador for an upcoming clothing line called Pandora Original.
Wow.
It's still in the process of taking off. I was nominated as one of the ambassadors for it.
Wow.
I do model for their clothing. As soon as the clothes are out, you will be seeing more of that.
Wow.
And I also do support a few other local brands. I do model for them and take pictures. Especially if you go through my socials, you will see the type of women that cater for my dressing. Like the dress that I'm wearing today, it's Lucy Po Creations.
Lucy Po Creations.
Yes, I also wear clothing from Chubby Diva.
Right.
I support black owned
That's where it needs to be.
Especially if it's owned by
That's
women.
why you're here.
I'm there.
Let me tell you. Because
I'm
as black people, we will not see the light of day if we are always waiting for someone to come and hold our hand and say, this is where it's supposed to be. We build our own platforms these days.
Exactly.
That's what Unfiltered with Msomi is all about too. I'm here to expose what the black child has been doing. I'm here to tell the black child story so that the next person will say, listen, I actually was interviewed when they're nice and big, you know, when the lights are really on and they're in Hollywood. I want them to come back and say, my first interview was on that.
And I will definitely mention that my first interview was done by you.
Ah,
I will not forget that. I will not forget that.
Excellent.
I will not.
Listen, Bongie. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And I'm just going to tell you, as we're just drawing to the close, I want people to understand that we will only rise if we are always supporting each other's agenda.
Exactly.
And the only way that we can do that is by spreading love. The one way that we can spread love these days is by giving people those popped up fingers, because those tell us ukuthi imisebenzi esiyenzayo nezinto esizenzayo are actually making a change, and people are actually recognizing the amount of power and energy and strength and everything that we pour into the little projects that we come up with, so that we become exemplary and make our children have parents that they can be proud of, right?
Yes.
So show some love and make sure that you check out Bongie Mhlanga. It's Bongie Mhlanga. She's our guest today on Unfiltered with Oscar Msomi. And the socials are, of course, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's the one word Bongie Mhlanga with an IE at the end. That's Bongie Mhlanga. And you'll definitely get her on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. She is a plus size model and a brand ambassador of Bullied Beauty Spa. And she's also a super model. As you can see, she's beautiful. She's just owning her life. So thank you so much for coming through, Bongie.
Thank you for having me here.
Any words that you'd like to say to our plus size children and viewers at home who might be going through the worst part of the experience that they're having, and maybe share what has brought you to a point where you are right now?
They're only criticizing you because they can see the potential that you have.
They're trying to cut you down.
They're trying to cut you down so you cannot rise above them.
Exactly.
And the only thing that you can do is reject the negativity and continue on your journey and become who you were meant to be.
Beautiful stuff.
That is all that I can say.
Bongie, for coming through, eh?
Thank you so much.
Listen, we're gonna be doing this. This thing is gonna be going. I can see it. Your phone actually gave up on us.
Yeah, it has.
It did.
It's gone.
It went crazy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me switch this off.
Ungayisho leyo nto. Ungangigila yini? Mungarekhodanga would die.